if I would give a very mediocre talk so that that could be the explanation, and she suggested I use the one that Kurt Vonnegut used when he was speaking to another graduating class. He accepted the degree, went to the microphone and said, everything is going to become unbelievably worse and will never get better again. Whereupon he turned on his heel and sat down and refused to say another word. She continued to puzzle in our phone call as to why anybody even wanted somebody from 50 years ago to come. She pointed out that while I was at Cal, the pantyhose were introduced for the first time, that a woman named Norma Jean Mortensen changed her name to Marilyn Monroe. The first Barbie doll was debuted on March 9th, 1959. Cal went to the Rose Bowl, which she says will never happen again. Of course, keep in mind this is the bias from UCLA creeping in. And she did point out that the first speech in the free speech movement was given in March over by the gnarled oak tree in front of the faculty club. She pointed out that we didn't even do that right. We managed to keep our free tuition. We did not bite a policeman on the leg. We did not stone people, so 9 were hospitalized. We couldn't even stand on a police car for 72 hours, and basically did not do anything along the line of setting bonfires and doing the things that led the regents to vote to impose tuitions. She then said that it would be kind of nice if I said pleasant things, since none of you had any interest whatsoever in the Barbie doll or things of this sort that I recall so vividly, if I would say what you're going to achieve. The plagiarizing again, Daniel Golden, the professor at MIT, says that your class is going to do these things. One of your classmates as an astronaut in a white suit with an American flag on her shoulder is going to step down and crunch her boot in the dusty red surface of Mars. Go Bears! Another said that you'll be ushering in the nano-revolution. You're going to be discovering what's possible when we approach technology at an atomic scale. And of course, with her biology background, she insists she'll be using biometrics, replacing traditional technology, and the silicon-based cells are going to be, along with the chips, there in museums next to dinosaurs. Your class will cure diseases and allow people to live in the bodies they're born with to their full limits. You'll solve global climate change. And your class will figure out a way to prevent old men from sending children to die in war. My permanent domicile is Hawaii, where I live beside a fish pond that oral history says was built in the year 300 AD. They got there with the Polaris pointing north, the Southern Cross to the south, selected stars rising in the east, and others setting showing the west. By having a reference island behind them and imaginary islands in front of them, they managed to find where they wanted to go, holding steady. I would suggest that maybe this is what lies ahead for you folks, that if you have a puzzlement as to where you're going, Lewis and Carroll said if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there. But in a few hours, you're going to have the opportunity to find your own stars and find your own way, akin to those Voyagers. I want to keep my promise of having this be brief, and I want to say that at some point as alums, you're going to want to wear little buttons that say, I feed the bears, and there are a lot of ways you can do that. You can come to meetings. Some of us come every couple of weeks and go to Order of the Golden Bear or other organizations to talk about the problems of Cal. Some people simply write checks. That's appreciated too. Other people find that they can find an old dying and dead alumni group. We did when we first went to Washington, D.C., and we breathed some life into it, got a party started at the Sheraton with nobody paying for it, ran up a $5,000 bill, and Kay Kerr, who was a teetotaler, managed to figure out some way to have the university pay for it. So there are a lot of things to do, and I want to end with an invocation for your own best dreams, tossed like rice over the crowd. Always make time to smell the flowers. Go Bears, fare thee well.